Hey! Welcome back to a new video. Today we are going to talk about orcas and some interesting things about this large sea creature. So if you're ready to get started, let's go to the video. They are quite greedy, orcas. Killer whales, also known as orcas, prey on a variety of animals in addition to fish and walruses, including seals, sea lions, penguins, squid, sea turtles, sharks, and even other species of whales. Their food varies according on the time of year and the location. While some consume a lot of fish and squid, others mostly eat seals and penguins. But a killer whale of typical size may consume up to 227 kilograms of food each day, anywhere in the waters of the globe. Whales are not orcas. Orcas, Orcinus orca, sometimes known as killer whales, are actually dolphins. After observing these marine creatures preying on whales and other marine mammals, sailors historically began referring to them as whale killers. The name evolved over time. As of 2013, there has never been a report of a wild orca attacking a person, despite the fact that these enormous creatures are apex predators that pose a threat to fish and other wildlife. Every ocean contains orcas. Every ocean in the globe is home to killer whales. Killer whales are the most extensively spread animal, surpassing humans and maybe the brown rat, Rattus norvegicus. In shallow coastal and intertidal flats with only a few meters of water, populations have been seen feeding for extended periods of time. Although killer whales may be found all over the world, they are far more prevalent in regions with significant cold water upwelling, such as the Pacific Northwest, the Atlantic coast of northern Norway, and the Southern Ocean's higher latitude. In addition to cooler waters, killer whales have also been spotted in warm waters in places like Florida, Hawaii, Australia, and the Galapagos Islands, the Bahamas, the Gulf of Mexico, and areas with cooler seas, such as South Africa and New Zealand. Even while these encounters are rare, they do show that killer whales may go to tropical seas. Orcas can't smell. It is assumed that orcas are unable to smell because they lack smelling organs and a brain lobe specifically designed for that purpose. They do, however, have sharp hearing and vision. Even bats and dogs can't compete with their hearing. Killer whales practice echolocation by using their keen hearing. The implication is that killer whales make noise and then listen to the echoes. They are able to determine how close or how far away things or other animals are by using this method. They even pick up other species' languages. According to a research, orcas may pick up dolphin language. After spending time with bottlenose dolphins, orcas began to imitate their clicking noises more. Mirrors help them recognize themselves. The mirror recognition test is a well-known experiment in animal behavior that is used to ascertain if an animal is capable of self-recognition and, consequently, whether it is self-aware. The great apes, chimpanzees, orangutans, etc., Asian elephants, magpies, and orcas are among the relatively few species that have passed this test. Killer whales terrify great white sharks, which they then consume. Great white sharks have been known to be hunted by orcas. They would even take a great white shark's liver with almost surgical precision since they are aware of how much the shark's livers contribute to their buoyancy. When great white sharks detect orcas approaching a location, they flee for cover since they are so frightened of them. Languages spoken by different orca clans. Orcas like to live in small social units called pods, which join together to create larger social units called clans. Language is one-way clans, and even specific pods, may be distinguished from one another. Various languages are spoken by different clans. It would be like attempting to hold a conversation with English, Russian, and Chinese speakers when these sizable groups got together. Each clan has a unique dialect, even if the pods that make up each clan all speak the same language. Similar to how American English speakers have Southern, New England, and Midwestern accents. The length of an adult orca may reach 9.8 meters, and its fins can reach a height of 1.8 meters. Additionally, they have a swimming speed of 55 kilometers per hour. In the ocean, orcas are at the top of the food chain. They feed on other dolphins as well as animals like seals. Larger whales like baleen whales can be attacked by orcas as well. This is not a simple process. A pod of orcas had to hunt and fight a bigger animal over the course of many hours. Sharks are not a threat to orcas either. Typically, they search for group members who are frail or young. Some even related his story of witnessing a killer whale attack and devour 2 sharks at once. Off the coast of California on October 4, 1997, a group of whale watchers was able to capture a killer whale eating an adult white shark. Deaths of orcas are typically brought on by old age or sickness. Did you know that when an orca sleeps, one eye is closed? It's because, like dolphins and whales, they periodically need to surface to breathe. Their left brain is now resting if they close their right eyelids. Many animals, including pilot whales, porpoises, Steller sea lions, and even chickens, exhibit this unusual behavior known as unihemispheric slumber. Some people also mistakenly believe that the orca's eyes are situated on its white portion, despite the fact that this is not where they actually are. Killer whales slumber in close proximity to other individuals from their pod. The orca is a large marine mammal. Its weight is comparable to that of an African elephant at roughly 11 tons, 9,979 kilograms. Killer whales typically range in length from 4.9 to 9.1 meters and weigh between 2,722 and 5,443 kilos, or 3 to 6 tons. Larger than females are men. In actuality, killer whales are between 181 and 400 kilos and 2.4 meters long when they are born. The biggest male killer whale ever measured was 32 feet long and weighed 22,000 pounds. The tallest female ever measured was 28 feet long and 16,500 pounds in weight. The oldest killer whale ever discovered is 103 years old. Killer whales may live up to 90 years on average. If we examine the lifespans of male and female killer whales, we find that females can live up to 10 years longer than males. The world's oldest killer whale, fondly known as Granny, went missing in 2017 and was initially thought to have perished. Their blood can always be under control. The capacity of orcas to regulate the flow of blood to their brain and heart is one of the reasons why they can stay deep in the water longer than most marine animals. They can become as big as a school bus and weigh nearly 6 tons. That is the end effect of their spending half their lives seeking for food. A pod refers to a group of orcas. There may be as few as 5 or as many as 100 killer whales in this family group. They typically range from 40 to 60. The number of creatures in a pod decreases as a group becomes more aggressive and travels farther. Similar to other animal groupings, these pods have a hierarchy. They exhibit aggressiveness by biting, headbutting, and tail slapping in their female-dominated groups. Although there are groups called pods that move together, a clan is frequently a larger group. A clan is a collection of pods that communicate using a same vernacular. A clan will frequently have a matriarchal ancestor with even more distant roots. Like their dolphin relatives, killer whales are able to communicate with one another through underwater noises. Whales in a pod may recognize other whales in their group by their characteristic calls. These noises aid their submerged movement. They can locate objects even in the deepest depths of the ocean by measuring how rapidly their sounds reflect back. They converse with one another, which enhances their capacity for hunting. Despite being carnivores, these enormous beasts have an extremely varied diet. They eat fish, squid, seabirds, sea seals, sea lions, and even whales. Their roughly 4-inch long teeth enable them to devour the majority of flesh. Despite belonging to the dolphin family, this monster may have been incorrectly given the moniker killer whales by certain sailors since they would even consume these enormous creatures. These enormous animals consume great white sharks, leopard sharks, and moose that go between islands. Some individuals think they got their name through killing others, although this is untrue. they don't target people as prey. Although some have been in captivity, no assaults on people have ever been documented in the wild. They were targeted for other reasons than being eaten. Whales are capable of holding their breath for at least 20 minutes. Whales can stay underwater for 20 minutes on average. The most effective breathing apparatus belongs to sperm whales, who can stay underwater for up to 90 minutes. The longest time spent underwater by an animal is currently held by a Cuvier's beaked whale. The time period in question is 138 minutes. Due to the large concentrations of hemoglobin and myoglobin in whales' bodies, they can hold their breath for a lot longer than other animals can. These proteins serve as oxygen reservoirs for the blood and muscles. They tend to consume oxygen more slowly and efficiently since they have the capacity to lower their heart rate and temporarily turn off a number of organs. But now, if you don't want to miss something, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.